My name is Yaniv Yaacov. I'm a brother and an uncle of two nephews that were kidnapped and a brother that was kidnapped in the last horror that started on Saturday a week ago.
אתה יכול לספר קצת על אח שלך ועל אחיינים שלך?
Yeah, my brother is Yair Yaacov. He's 59. He's my older brother, the oldest in the family. He's 12 years older than me. I'm almost 47. He lives in a kibbutz near the Gaza border. The name of the kibbutz is Nir Oz. My brother, since the age of 18, always lived in that area because he believed that at some point we could be in a good neighborhood with our neighbors. That's why he moved over there, since he, before he even started his military service. He's the most, how to explain it, he's a people's guy. That's the easiest way to explain it. His ways of reaching out to people or getting in touch with people. If you get into a room, if you put him in a stranger's room, in a couple of minutes he will have friends all over. He's kind of guy who can react and can connect to any person. Yes, my brother has 3 children, one older daughter, she's 21, and the 2 nephews who were kidnapped are 16 and 12. He's divorced, but in a good way, which means we're in a great relationship with the mother, and I'm in connection with her right now in this horrible situation. Let's focus, like you said, on him right now, and then I'll explain about the boys. But he's as I said, a people's guy and a happy guy. He's a guy who's always have energy. He's like, he gives people energy when he's around them. And his boys are so funny. They are the ones who come to, I don't know if you'd call it events, but family gathering or holidays or dinners that we have. And when they come into the room, they bring happiness, they bring laughter. Even if you're a little bit concerned or you're not focused, they will make you laugh so hard because they're always trying to do foolish stuff as children should do, right? They both are so smart and beautiful. They're like, we always say they look like they're from Norway or something because they are blonde and have blue eyes and they're so beautiful. That's mainly the family that I can right now describe. It's hard for me to think about it even right now because they're not here, and for me it's like, no, they should be here. Last Saturday, it all started after the Friday's holiday evening dinner that we were not together. That's that specific holiday eve. Usually we celebrated together, but this time everyone was in another family celebrating. So we went to sleep after the dinner and after celebrating the holiday. And at 6:20, something like that, on Saturday, my wife woke me up saying, Yaniv, there are red alerts, we have to go to the safe room. So I went to my little daughter's room, picked her up, ran to my second boy room and told him, wake up, Yogev, we need to go to the safe room downstairs. Woke up my other two children and asked them, they're bigger, to help us and go down to the safe room. We all went to the safe room while we were connected with our phones, hearing that there is a huge missile attack on Israel, something that didn't happen for a long time, this massive attack. So we were staying in the safe room, and when there was like a stop break or something that, let's say, stopped for a couple of minutes, I've asked my boy to go upstairs and bring some mattresses so we could stay in the shelter and let the kids sleep for another couple of hours. While we were there, we stayed and prayed that everyone is safe, and then around 8:45, 8:40, something like that, 8:45, my wife called my brother who lives in the kibbutz and asked him if he's okay. He said, Yair, are you okay? Yes. Are you in a safe room? Yes, I am in the safe room. That's what he said in the call. And are you with the children? And he said, no, that they were here last night, but they went to sleep at their mother's house. They live in a kibbutz, so the house, his house and his mother's house, their mother's house is like 200 meters apart, away. And he said they went to sleep over there. So she asked him, are they safe? And he said, yeah, they're in the safe room also. So she asked him, can you get them? And he said, no, I cannot go out. And after a couple of seconds, he said, they're shooting outside. They hear shooting outside, and for him it was a bit strange. And it's sad to say, but he's used to hear shooting from Gaza, right? They're like less than a kilometer from the border. And at one point, at that call, he asked her, did you take mom home? He was talking about my mother. Did you take her home because she doesn't have a safe room at her house? And she said, no, she's not willing to come, but that's a different story, right? My wife asked him, keep safe. And when you can, go bring the boys. Because he couldn't go out in a massive attack that we had to go and bring them. You're supposed to stay in the safe room for 10 minutes after you hear the strikes, right? That was around 8:45, like I said, and half an hour later, we got a WhatsApp audio from Mirav, his girlfriend, who said, they're shooting outside, they're coming in, Yair is trying to hold the door, Yair is hurt, please call someone, we need help. And the second after, she sent another WhatsApp audio saying, they're shooting inside the house, please help us, call someone. And she lowered her voice because she didn't want them to know that they're in. We were terrified. We were in an unexplainable situation. We didn't know what to do. No one knows what to do in this kind of situation, and it shouldn't happen, right? This is not something that should happen in a home. Home is your safe place. And we were here They were far away in a situation that we could not even describe or understand. And then at that point, when I realized that they are in a great danger and something might have happened to them, I tried texting my brother. My sister tried texting my brother. She was in another location, also in Israel. And my wife tried, Yair, give us a sign, something. But we couldn't reach anyone. It's like we lost connection totally. At that point, I became the technical guy, the practical guy who said, all right, let's locate them. We have to find a way to locate them. You have to find my iPhone. I can try and do that. So I tried to hack in to his account at iCloud because I guessed the password, but the account was already blocked. I tried to find also Mirav, his girlfriend, Mirav's phone. So I contacted her daughter saying, do you have any Find My iPhone that you can use and see her device to find them? But we couldn't find anything. We were in a situation that our minds, hearts, body were all collapsing. We couldn't even get what's going on. We didn't understand what's going on at that point. So we tried the authorities. We called people, we called the police, we called everyone that might have any information or can help us at that point, or know something. No one knew anything, not the police, not the authorities, not the army, not anyone. No one knew anything about their location. And from that point, we were in a situation that is the most hard one, because if you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to deal with it or how to react, and you don't know also how to do something or to move or to take action. For around 30 hours we were at that status. In between there were several stuff that we did. We called his ex-wife, who was in a very good relationship with us. Although they were divorced, they were still in a connection, and we were still in connection with her. And I called her and said, Brenana, do you know what's going on? Do you have any information? And she said that she called the boys every couple of minutes since the missile strike started. And at some point she was on the phone with them. And they were saying that there are Arabs outside, and that at that point she heard some Arabic in their house, and they were taking the boys. And the little boy said, "You cannot take me, please don't take me, I'm too young." And that was the last connection that she had with them. And also us, we didn't have a clue what's going on, what's the status. We never imagined in none of the worst nightmares that we could even think of, or even movies that we saw in the past that could describe something like that. We couldn't get it. And so here at the house, we were all devastated. And I called my mom and said, "Mom, you have to be here with us. We have to be together to hold each other, because we don't know anything, but at least we'll be together." So I called my sister and told her, "Yarden, you have to come here. My mother doesn't want to come to this house because she doesn't want to move. She doesn't know what to do, right?" And we brought everyone here to be together, to keep each other safe. And once I saw that everyone is here and everyone is okay, here and not there, I try to work with people I know, call people that might know something, and the country was still in shock. After 30 hours of working on trying to find them, and at one point I said, if I'll find the iPhone, I'll turn on my car and I'll drive over there just to pick them up, but I couldn't locate them. And after 30 hours, while I'm still working, because I've prepared one of the rooms here to really work on finding them using every technology I have, computers, and then things that I will try to locate my brother and his girlfriend and the boys, but didn't help. After 30 hours while I was working, my wife and my sister came back from the supermarket trying to bring, food for us. And they entered the room crying and telling me, Yaniv, you have to see that. Yaniv, you have to see that. I was, at that moment, seeing their faces, sure that they were killed and that they're going to show me that my brother is killed. And I went out from the house because they didn't want to show that in front of my mom. And I saw a devastating thing for me because I saw a movie, a real video, a propaganda video that Hamas made, which shows how they kidnapped my brother and his girlfriend. They made it so unreal for me, because you're not supposed to show that you're taking people and civilians from their houses and make it as a heroism story, right? But instead of crying, instead of falling apart, I had a smile on my face. And my wife and sisters looked at me and said, why are you happy? And I said, well, they're not dead. I really looked at their faces and said, wow, they're alive. So that's a good sign. Let's work with that. And at that point, I became a rock. I couldn't even show my feelings or anything. All I was focused on was to bring them back home. And I contacted so many people in order to explain to the world what happened here and get their power, get the world's power, because anyone can affect it. Anyone can use the knowledge of what has happened here, the horror that happened here, and then take the civilians out of the equation, take little kids out of the equation. Wars have rules. This is not war. This is kidnapping people out of their houses. And I focused and decided not to break, to stay that rock for my family and tell the story so people will push Hamas and push the government and help us release my brother, his girlfriend, the 2 boys, and all the rest of them. Just set them free. Remove all the talking about fighting, because that's not the time. We're not supposed to fight right now. We're supposed to get them back home. And the only way I believe we can do it is by using the world's strengths, not just us. We're families, we're broken here. But people around the world can help us do that, can help us tell their government or their people, or tell the story around so this won't happen again, not here, not in any other place in the world. It's not supposed to happen. Those things shouldn't be in the world. They shouldn't be even as an option in the world. We need to stop it as people. We're human beings. What happened here is not a human being behavior, and it shouldn't happen again. It should not happen anywhere. Today it's here. Tomorrow it could happen in a different place, in another country. It doesn't have to be here. And then my goal, and I guess, and I hope that everyone will take that and use that as a goal to stop this from happening again, ever, in the world. I've done, in the past week, I've done so many interviews and so many actions to just give everyone the story of what happened here so it won't happen again to anyone else. With hopes, great hopes. And I know that anyone who sees that can influence. Anyone who understands that, knows that it shouldn't happen, and can influence the world against these kind of things that shouldn't happen. And that's what I'm trying to get, that the world will understand that they need to release the civilians and bring them safe home. I don't think or want to think about the fighting or wars or anything that's going on over there right now, because that's not the question. That's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to bring them home first. That should be the first priority ever. That should be the only thing right now, not just us as Israel, not just Hamas as the terrorists who took them, but the whole world should focus on bringing all of them back home as a first priority. That's what we should do. That's what I'm doing right now, every minute of a day.
Do you know anything about the kids?
Huh?
Do you know anything about the kids, Talya?
We don't know anything about the kids, besides the fact that they were kidnapped. We don't know how they are, where they are, whether they are being taken care of. Are they treated okay? Do they have water to drink? Do they have food to eat? Are they healthy? Are they treating them as you should treat children? We don't know. And we didn't get any information about that from anyone.
You didn't get any message from the government?
No, we didn't get any message from the government, but the Lahav 433, the police department, the police investigation department, that we went to give our DNA so they would also know that they're missing. They've contacted us and told us, yeah, it's verified, they are kidnapped, but that's it. That's all we have. Please bring my brother, Yair Yaacov, and his girlfriend, Mirav Tal, and his two boys, aged 16 and 12, back home, safe